Hey, so we're welcome to my YouTube channel, uh, Easy Bitcoin Tutorials. We're actually going to I'm going to show you how to make your very first Bitcoin wallet, and it's really pretty easy. Bitcoins are just kind of like a decentralized currency online, and what it is, it's a digital form of currency that's unregulated by the U.S. federal government or any other entity. It's international, so that means that you can send Bitcoin just about anywhere in the world without having anybody regulating it or taxing it or anything. It's really nice because you can hide Bitcoin, and it's a cryptocurrency, meaning crypto in that it's locked or hidden. So it's a digital form of currency. It's kind of like the stock market in that it goes up and down with demand, the price, and how many Bitcoin are being mined, and what's happening in the world. A lot of news. It's a very pretty much volatile form of currency. But the nice thing about it is Bitcoin is it's digital, so you don't have to pay fees. The fees are very minimal. They're less than a couple cents, quarter or whatever, depending on how large the transaction is. But all this code here, you might seem kind of complicated to you, but it's really all this is a blockchain. It's a large algorithm of equations that are being solved to mine Bitcoins. These are all transactions in the blockchain, and each transaction has a unique identifier called a hash, or large code that identifies that particular transaction. Now, when you take Bitcoin, they're not 100% anonymous. People can look back in the chain. The blockchain is kind of like a family tree, but it shows all the transactions of what has happened with the Bitcoin, where they've gone, who they've gone to, which wallets they've gone to and from. So it is traceable, but it's very difficult to trace after so many transactions. It gets more and more difficult to trace. Kind of like finding a needle in a haystack. You can find the needle, but over so many transactions, that needle begins to get harder to find, the more hay that there is. So that's where mixing comes in, and tumbling your Bitcoin to make it, if you're looking for anonymity, you can tumble your Bitcoin, and that completely, mixes them up in a large pool of Bitcoin and makes it very hard to track down. So we're going to make our first wallet today. Um, our Bitcoin wallet here, we chose blockchain.info, which in my opinion is kind of the gold standard wallet. It's got the best features. You can attach it to the original blockchain app from the App Store, Google App Store, or iPhone. And it's just overall just a great, the blockchain info site is basically the original blockchain. So, I mean, you have API that you can use to develop software with. You can attach it to different software or code your own software. It's just overall just kind of like it's like the Microsoft Windows of Bitcoin, basically. This is the go-to site, in my opinion, and the best wallet. However, for functionality, depending on what you're trying to do, there are other wallets out there that are great, but just for general application, blockchain.info does the job. So we're going to go to wallet here on the blockchain.info website, and we're going to create a free wallet. Um, my wallet right here is a way to pay using Bitcoin at different vendors. We're not going to create a My Wallet. We're going to start a new blockchain wallet. So we're going to go here to the upper left-hand corner. This wallet down here is something different. It's kind of like a cash wallet that you can use to spend at different vendors. We're wanting to create a wallet that we can accept and send Bitcoins to and from. So we go to Start New Wallet. We don't have to enter our email. That's kind of the beauty here. We can be completely anonymous at this and have it just be a wallet without an email. So that's what we're going to kind of do. And we're going to make our password here. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just creating a dummy wallet with a weak password. And my passwords don't match, so I'm going to try this again. And password must at least be 10 characters long. So this password really weak. Basically, anybody's going to be able to hack this if they want to, but I'm not going to be using this wallet. So, okay. And so now it's saying that I can't use only numbers. So I'm really screwing this one up. So see if this one will work. And it looks like they're going to accept that one. So what happens after you create your password for your wallet, you get a mnemonic. What this is something that you want to probably write down on a hard copy piece of paper or print it off. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put it in my clipboard and copy it to Notepad and print it off. Okay, you don't want to save it in any digital form because somebody hacks your, hacks your computer or puts a Trojan horse on your computer. They get a hold of this mnemonic that can take over your wallet. It's kind of like it's like your driver's license for the wallet. I mean, you present your driver's license or your social security card, somebody can pretty much do whatever they want with your stuff. So we're not gonna, save this anywhere. It's best to just write it down, put it in a safe somewhere, or wherever you keep all your hard copy passwords. So we just went ahead and printed that. You can click print and it'll send it to your printer, or you can just continue after you write it down. We're going to just continue. And now we have our wallet. So the wallet has been made. This identifier here is the unique identifier to log into your wallet. So every time that you come here, you come to wallet and then log in. This will be here already by a cookie default, but you're going to probably want to take that, copy and paste it to a notepad, or write it down with your hard copy. You will need to enter this the first time that you log in, and then after that, the cookie will save it. So make sure you write that down, your identifier. So we don't want to save our password. So we're in our wallet now, and inside our wallet it just kind of shows transactions. Now, if we actually had transactions, it would be showing them right here, how many total Bitcoin we've sent and received. There's some other things here, Bitcoin, places where you can get Bitcoin or shop with Bitcoin. There's other account settings. We're going to go into account settings. There's tons of different settings here. I mean, lots of different things you can do. You can verify your emails, and that's the best way to, if you're not too concerned about anonymity, you can place an email there and recover your wallet rather easily. If you're wanting a completely anonymous wallet, which generally I like, you don't put any email in there. Here's some different options that you have, inactivity logouts, how often it's going to log out and how quick it's going to log out, to kind of, for your own security, so other people can't send Bitcoin from your wallet. Default fees. One thing that I do recommend right off the bat when you make your wallet is don't be frugal with the default fees. Either pick normal or generous, and I would just go ahead and pick generous, because if you do a generous fee, what this means is miners out there, these are people that have set up supercomputers to mine these Bitcoins. Miners are more apt to actually mine your Bitcoins and complete your transactions or confirm them. And we'll explain this in a little bit after you send some Bitcoin. I'll do this in another video, but when you send Bitcoin, miners have to actually confirm it. So by default, usually 2 or 3 confirmations will basically validate a transaction as not being, a hacked transaction or a double spend transaction, or, an error transaction. So people confirm the hash from these transactions. And when so many people have confirmed it, and you've received so many different confirmations from different people, it's considered to be a valid transaction. So the generous fees, when you do a generous fee, your transactions get confirmed faster. And so if you're sending, let's just say you're sending Bitcoin from, here to a vendor that, like, say you're buying a VPN or you're buying a rapid share account or something, your Bitcoins are going to confirm almost immediately or within a couple minutes, versus if you're normal or frugal, it could take anywhere up to 10 minutes to an hour. So it's always worth it to do generous fees. I mean, it's really minimal amount of money. It's like a quarter or something, depending on how big your transaction is. always do generous, always a good idea, because when the blockchain is running slow, you're going to have issues, and if things are really slow, you're going to be one of the first to confirm versus somebody who has a lower fee. And on a bad day, sometimes those transactions will not confirm at all, and then you have Bitcoin that are stuck somewhere. You have to wait for them to return to your wallet, which sucks. Here you can just, with the display function, you can just kind of, change different displays of how things are in your wallet. Really easy to change currency between different world currencies, language settings, etc. You can be notified by email and phone and anything when you send or receive Bitcoin, confirmations, notifications, passwords. You could have secondary passwords, password hints to recover your Bitcoin. Security features. Two-factor authentication is always a good idea. SMS messaging or Google Authenticator. You can set all that stuff up. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details there. Different things you can do here for security purposes. Okay, I'm not going to explain all of them, but there's a lot of options. You can block Tor IP addresses, which generally are people that are trying to hack your Bitcoin. You can enable API access to enable other apps to access your Bitcoins. And you can have certain IP addresses that are okay for your Bitcoin address to be connected to. You can restrict these IP addresses. So there's a lot of ways you can protect your coins, because there's a lot of hackers out there that try to actually take over and hijack people's wallets. So you definitely want to take some of these security features into account. Logging, I would definitely disable logging if you're concerned at all about your anonymity. But if you're worried about people getting into your wallet, you can always log by IP address. Devices. So you can pair your actual phone with your wallet, but that takes away anonymity completely. So that's just the basics there with all the settings. Transaction screen, you would have lots of transactions here if you actually had any. We're not going to get into those. When you want to send Bitcoin, okay, there are different ways to send. You can send via email, SMS, and somebody has to go and click the link and create a wallet for themselves to receive the coin. You can share coin and create joint transactions with other people. A lot of different things you can do here. Custom transactions. So you can, quick send is probably the easiest way. And then the next thing that you do, you scan a QR code using your camera or webcam, or whoops. And I got locked out of there, so I'm going to go back into my wallet here to where we were. Seems very complicated, but it really is not. It gets easy when you actually have sent a few transactions. So this is your Bitcoin address right here. You'll definitely want to either write it down, probably just copy, paste, and print would be the best thing. And QR codes, you can actually just scan from a phone. When you're sending, you scan the QR code you're trying to send to. Okay, you can print this off and actually have somebody just send to, screenshot of your QR code, or they can actually type in your address or copy and paste. Okay, so if I were going to send to my brother, I type in his Bitcoin address, or I copy and paste it in here, or I can scan QR by clicking that, then I type how many Bitcoins I want to send them, and I send them $3.78. I would click send payment. And obviously I can't send it because I don't have an address to send to, but that's how you would do it. And that address is basically the same as the one out here, but this is my address. We would want to get the address from the person we were trying to send to. Really easy, really simple. And then, it just tells you how many Bitcoin and how much money. If I were sending $99, it'd be 0.26. So it has a built-in converter there, which is nice. If we're going to receive money, this is the address that we want to receive to, which is the same as the address out here. Really simple, okay? It's really not that much to it. There's a lot of other things we can do here. We can view different transactions when we actually have them out. It appeared, archived addresses. We can get active new addresses. If we want new addresses, I mean, there's an unlimited amount of features that you have here. You can import and export your transactions from Excel. So many different things you can do here. This would be my normal Bitcoin balance. I don't have anything in here right now, but these are just the basics. Okay, and the app for the blockchain.info is really my favorite app. It's the most stable app, and it's really easy to use from your smartphone. And so go get yourself a blockchain.info wallet, and you can start sending and receiving Bitcoin. I'm going to post some more tutorials on some of the best places that you can get Bitcoin. And then I'll also be posting a tutorial on how to tumble or launder your Bitcoin and mix them into a large pool to make them virtually untraceable and completely anonymous. So these are all just different things you can do with this cryptocurrency. It's really cool stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed this basic tutorial on what blockchain.info has to offer and why it's such a great wallet. So everybody have a good night and have a good weekend.